Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lila and today I am going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. So I have actually been on Booktube for about 3 months now, and I have been meaning to do this tag for a while, so please forgive me for procrastinating. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? So obviously I love reading, and I have loved reading since I was a kid, and I have also loved watching Booktube since I was in high school. I started watching Booktube channels like Peruse Project and Poland Banana Books, and I have been watching ever since. There are very few people in my life who are as obsessed with reading as I am, so I am hopeful that I will connect with others who share the love of reading. Question 2 is, what are some unique things you bring to Booktube? Honestly, I feel like every single Booktube channel is very unique in their own ways because we are all unique individuals. However, I think I will have a very realistic perspective on my Booktube channel. I live a relatively mundane life, and you will see lots of my dogs and my cats on my channel. You'll also see lots of realistic reading wrap-ups and realistic reading vlogs on my channel. I'm not someone who will be posting book hauls of 100+ books, even though those videos are so fun to watch. That's just not something that is feasible in my life. So I think one of the unique things that I can bring is that I have a very realistic reading perspective. Question 3 is, what are you most excited for? And I have 2 answers to this question. So first, I am obviously very excited to meet others who love reading just as much as I do and create a community. I am also really excited to improve my filming and editing as I gain experience. I've been having a lot of fun with the editing process so far, so I'm hoping to continue to improve and have fun with that. Question 4 is, why do you love reading? So I'm going to be extremely transparent and realistic in my answer here. I am somebody who lives with anxiety and has struggled with my mental health. I have loved reading since I was a little kid and always found it a way to escape and calm my mind. Reading still remains an amazing escape for me and a way to calm my anxiety. Reading has honestly been so beneficial to my mental health as it has become a consistent hobby for me. I also love reading because it is so fun and I enjoy connecting with others when we've both read the same book and we can discuss it. I also think that reading is an amazing way to develop empathy, so I love reading for many different reasons. Question 5 is, when did you start reading? I can't really remember a time when I wasn't reading. Before I could read myself, my parents would read me books before bed, and as I got older, they read books like The Golden Compass and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe to me. So I have honestly been consistently reading since I was young. However, there have been phases in my life where I have read less. As an example, when I was in university, I honestly didn't do any reading for fun because I was doing so many academic readings. But I would say that I have been a reader since I was a kid. Question 6 is, what book got you into reading? There are a few that stand out to me as books that got me into reading. The first is The Spiderwick Chronicles by Holly Black. And it's funny because as an adult, I actually read the Cruel Prince trilogy, which is right there on my bookshelf. And it is one of my favorite YA trilogies of all time. And I didn't realize that she also wrote the Spiderwick Chronicles that I loved so much when I was a kid. It was a really cute and fun discovery for me to find out that Holly Black also wrote the Spiderwick Chronicles as well as the Cruel Prince trilogy. The Outsiders also stands out as a book that made me fall in love with reading. When I was in grade 5, I had to read it for an assignment and I absolutely loved it. It was the first book to ever make me cry. So The Outsiders stands out as a book that made a big impact on my love of reading. I also have to mention A Series of Unfortunate Events. I really loved these books when I was a kid and I still love them now. Question 7 is, what kind of books do you like to read? So primarily, I love to read romantasy and fantasy books. You will also see in my reading wrap-ups that I sometimes read literary fiction and romance books. I will admit that I am a seasonal reader, so in the winter I tend to read a lot more fantasy and romantasy, and in the summer I am reading a lot more literary fiction and romance. It's actually a goal of mine in 2026 to read a little bit outside of my regular genres. This year I read the Red Rising series, which is a sci-fi series, and I was so surprised that I really loved it. So it has inspired me to try some new genres. Question 8 is, where do you read? And to be honest, I usually read at home. I am someone who likes silence or a little bit of background instrumental instrumental music when reading, but I really need it to be quiet for me to focus. I'm usually reading either in my bed or on my couch with my dogs. Question 9 is, what does your book collection look like? And in summary, I can say it looks way too big. I have multiple bookshelves throughout my house. I have my main bookshelf here. I have a spinning bookshelf in my living room. I have a bookshelf in my office. I have a bookshelf in my bedroom, and that is excluding the bookshelves in my basement, which house my fiance's manga collection. I am actually on a book buying ban for 6 months because I have my wedding coming up in 2026, so I am saving for that. It's also a goal of mine in 2026 to declutter some of my books and not keep books that I'm not going to reread or that I didn't enjoy and pass them on to someone who may enjoy those. Question 10 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? I think I would primarily ask my favorite booktubers questions about filming equipment and editing tips. I would also ask them about time management and how they balance reading and creating videos and working. But I think my main question would be about the filming equipment they recommend and any editing advice they had for me. And question 11, which is the last question, is what are some challenges you will have to overcome? To be completely honest, I think my biggest challenge on Booktube is having confidence. In 2020, I actually started a Booktube channel and I ended up deleting it and deleting every video that I had posted on it because I just didn't have the confidence to continue. So while I do feel like I am much more confident this time around and having a lot more fun with posting on Booktube, I do think that my biggest challenge to overcome is finding confidence in myself. So those were all of the questions for the Booktube Newbie Tag. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you with a new video again soon. Bye!